the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up, oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's race day. 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 Crank it up. Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the finish line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's race day. Crank it up. Oh, it's race day. In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet.
Well, race fans, I certainly hope you're in for a treat here tonight. We are now live at Bark River Speedway, and for the very first time, Pro 2 Lights make their debut on the BTM Racing TV. And this track has never been shown before here on the show, and we can't wait to give it all here live here tonight. So let's get down to it. Hi, everyone. I am Christian Crusader Shriver. Welcome back to the show as always. As we get settled down in for tonight's action, here's how we look at our starting lineup here tonight. This is our track. Tech Talk's looking pretty right now. Can't tell the track here. Don't worry, I'll have that helped out in just a minute as we get ready to go at it here. On heat number 1, we're going to have 2 heats for this one. Eric G. Gann will lead him off in the 51. To his outside will be Jerome Keeney, the 61. Row number 2, that's Chantel Throttle Pottle in the 5. Her outside, Cindy Dakota Taylor in the 07. And then your final start sees Jeffrey Todd Tufts, the 72, rounding out your field here tonight. Well, you know, it's been a while since I've had to put this thing up and running, but I'm going to have to start using it on this track here tonight. You'll see the track map pop up when the time comes here. Right now, we're currently just getting ready for our heats here. Heat number 1, 3 laps in the distance in this one. This will be pretty much an all-out getter, if you will, for these drivers. These drivers are going to have to terrain and get around these unique bumps, these unique curves. The dirt road course here, not a lot of fans know what that is. Basically, think of a road course for the asphalt cars, and then just put some dirt trucks and dirt cars on here, and there you go. You got yourself a dirt course. and a lot of bumping and banging, to say the least. Field will work their way around, getting settled in, setting nice and tidy out here. Getting ready to go at it here for our race here tonight. This is where things get really interesting and things will get really crazy, to say the least. Working them off around the corners and the turns, settling them in. Eric G. Gann has the start. They will go on green. As they get ready to hit it up, they're waiting for that green flag to pop out. Now they don't even know when it's coming out. They just know they got to go when the time comes. The green pops out, and that means it's time to go racing. Here we go. We are underway for tonight's action. Oh, and already bumping and banging out there. A little bit of kayak mess, say the least here. Out of the gate here. They're a little bit all over the place. Jerome Keeney up into the grassy plains. Trouble for him. Chantel Bottle already having some troubles there. Cindy the Coulter Taylor going at it with her. Every driver for themselves right now, and certainly seems to be that case here. Leading them off the start here, firing away on the position here. Looks like we don't have our track map working here tonight. I don't know what's going on with that. I think maybe it's because we don't actually have the track mapped out in the overlay, so that is my bad. Oh well, I'll just have to call it how I see it, so yeah, that's to work with me here, guys. Eric G. Gann right now leads it in here. The 51 machine as he leads off. The MR Customs just completely dominating through the corners, sliding through and getting a nice little red off. Here comes the big jump, so around the corners, then down to a big slope where Cindy the Coulter Taylor decides she wants to put up a fight. You can see her just working that rear end out, trying to swing it out a little bit more to get a good car shot off it. Getting a good jump in. Chantel Throttle Powell trying to hunt her down, as well as Eric Gann. Gann right now, though, definitely fighting the steering, fighting the truck off a little bit here and there. As we lead it in with only 2 laps to go now, it will be a heated one as Cindy Taylor tries to keep Gann in her sights. You always wonder what it looks like in those Pro 2s. This is what it looks like, and this is what these drivers are dealing with. You can just hear the motor screaming inside. Side-by-side battle it out here. Cindy trying to make a move off again. Just see the distance these guys have to jump off these things. These things are literally huge hills and huge roller spots. The bouncing around kind of situation too. Makes it for an interesting race, and I'm so far very pleased with this heat, but it's Cindy. Cuts off Gann's run there, and unfortunately for him, he's going to have a little bit of work to do to try to get that one back in. Wow, lost a lot of ground there. Unfortunately, nowhere to go. Jeffrey Todd's currently running at 4th. Jerome Keeney about 12 seconds back. Not too happy about this one, I bet. They'll be back in the A main, though. All drivers can transfer into the A main. On board with Chantel Throttle Powell from another angle here. This is really just in our roll cage camera. This just shows you right there how much these drivers are swinging the rear ends out, trying to get them to get a good runoff, and how hard they're having to charge in. It's just a mess and a nightmare, to say the least, to try to hold them down. But that's the beauty of it. That's what makes it so challenging, so rewarding. White flag flies on out here for the E number 1. I'm interested to see how well they'll handle the nerves in the main event there with 10 laps there. Some pretty sweet looking rides out there tonight, and some a little more colorful than others, if I do say so myself. But right now, there is nothing colorful and nothing fancy about what Cindy's doing. She is just digging in, digging the dirt, and just gripping this track like it's nobody's business. Eric Gann still trying to hold on, if you will, trying to cut the corners tight so we can get a good runoff. Absolutely launching their ways around the track and launching their way around this field here. Cindy still leading it in as laps wind down. You can just look at these corners, man. These things are long and stretched out. Really is like a dirt road course, if you will, and just makes you just feel the atmosphere and the pressure that these drivers are having to hold on to and what they're trying to deal with. We heard Cindy and Keith say earlier on they are very excited about this one. Well, we can see why, as Cindy Taylor brings it around the final 3 corners, using the verb and the bank a little bit to her advantage. And you can see a holding a line around here. Yeah, forget about it. It's easier said than done. But out of the straight to the finish, it'll be Cindy Taylor winning this one. Flagman waves the flag out. Gann will finish 2nd. Chantel's going to take over for 3rd. And Jeffrey Tatuff's coming back through the pack, leading it off for a 4th place finish. Jerome Keeney will follow in pursuit. The driver's trying to hurry up and finish this race out. There, Chad Hare tonight here at Elite Poster Paul saying, yep, let's go. Now Chantel, you're good on dirt road. Give it to her. Well, so far it definitely seems to be a case. Finishing 3rd, and that BAE 61 Jerome Keeney definitely struggling here. Troubles for him as he puts it to a stop. Looks like he's just trying to get that thing to turn in a little bit. Major malfunctions on his end. That will definitely hurt him a little bit, and I think he's not too thrilled about it at all. I think he's trying to get all the airtime he can get on TV right now. I think that's why he's driving this slow. Either that or, oh, it sounds like he got stuck in gear there. You might have a broken gear in there, folks. These things break down pretty quickly, so you better be careful about that. You got to make sure you watch your corners a little bit, and that's definitely why. Here's our PTM Racing TV results here now. Popping up, Cindy Taylor wins it. 2nd, Gadair Gann. 3rd, Chantel Bottle. 4th, Jeffrey Tatas. 5th, Jerome Keeney. Rounds out heat number 1. Now, ladies and gentlemen, on to heat number 2. On the pole, it's Stanley Bottle. The 48 is outside. That's going to be, or excuse me, on his outside, that will be the Wally Babb in the 099. Your next row sees Robert the Rattlesnake Khan, and the 21 is outside. That'll be the 08 of Keith Checkmate Taylor. And then Dustin Sloanaker, the 66, rounds out heat number 2. So field will work their way on in and settle them on by, as I'm going to have to take it to the old, where is that button? Okay, there it is. I hate it when I got these popping up, but you know how broadcasts are, folks. Technical difficulties are bound to arise. It's going to be interesting to me to see how Stanley Bottle handles himself here. He's never seen him on a dirt road. He can definitely run a road course car, though. I've seen that, so I'm definitely excited to see what he can do there when the time comes. But this being a dirt road, this will definitely be a little more interesting to see how much he can control the truck and how much he can control the nerves. Remember, these drivers aren't just driving for 3 laps. Remember, they got a 10-lap main event, so they got to take care of those suspensions, take care of those trucks, and not overrun them in. That's one big thing you always watch for in these series and in these races, and how much the drivers take care of their equipment, take care of the stuff. Sloanaker going to stay back in the pack. He does not want anything to do with the start. He feels he'll just get in the way to that. I say, Sloanaker, it's all right, man. Just go for it, man. Go fight him out. Formation lap into the green flag we go. Well, Abab leads him off, and we're underway. Oh, right out of the gate, Keith Checkmate Taylor getting a little bump and bang in there. That's common with these things. Stanley Bottle giving him a little love tap there, coming off that big hill on the cliff. That's really on the front strut, on the start, if you will. Really, as they come around, track's starting to break down slightly here. Could favor Wally Babb a little bit more than everybody else. The 099 so far pretty consistent, but Checkmate is already trying to push this thing to full use and full power as he leads it off. Right into the corners, you hear him gassing down and gearing off, trying to set the turns up. It is just bump, bang, sling, and slide. That's what it's all about around here, and he's definitely doing that and then some. Robert Kahn, though, troubles for the 21 Jurassic Park machine. Apparently, he was feeling a little bit on the Jurassic Attack side and realized he just got sent out of the prehistoric times, for crying out loud. He lost all of it. Coming right around here, the 099 Wally Babb, nearly getting a little bump and bang there again on Checkmate. Keith right now working the extreme outside, full throttle assault off the corners, makes the Verb work to his advantage. New leader, Keith Checkmate Taylor. The Caterpillar 08 machine just wheels and deals these corners, making it work and making it stick. Now 2 laps to go, green flag flies high in the air. They will have a little warm-up session to get comfortable, get everything settled in. They'll have 2 minutes to do that here, so we'll see them kind of get figured out there. On board here with Stanley Bottle here, you can just see maybe a little bit of that inexperience kind of popping in. He's trying to handle the truck and handle the nerves, but again, you know, when you're coming up against guys, he's fast, guys, he's tough, it's definitely easier said than done. I'll tell you one thing, though, these Pro 2 lights are a lot of fun to watch, especially when we get a pack of these guys in. And we're going to have 12 of them in the A main, so who knows what happens there. Bab trying to rock the Milwaukee Machine ahead of Robert Kahn, the Jurassic Park, number 21, coming up fast, coming up quickly on him, trying to make some charges around. You can just get a good look how tight the corners are, how tight he's rocking up the jumps here, trying to make it work and make it stick, making sure that he doesn't over exaggerate the rear end. He needs to keep that under control and make sure he does a little bit controllative. Wally Bab doing a great job of that. You can see him just gently letting the rear end slide out enough, and then where it basically gets come off that exit, it's like a catfish slide, as we call it in dirt racing. You just straight it up and give her. White flag flies out now. You see here, Checkmate got the race lead still, and just absolute pure dominance for Checkmate and his sister Cindy. Started 3 spots back, currently moved his way in right now. Robert Kahn trying to catch back up with Mr. Wally Bab here. I'm kind of surprised I haven't seen his fan base jump in here tonight yet. I kind of miss those guys. I love talking with them. See the dirt and the grime and all that just popping up on these windshield wipers, man. On those not white wipers. What am I talking about? On the tear-offs down there. For some reason, I thought these guys were running windshield wipers. I'm thinking rallycross racing with VW Beetles. My bad. Wally Bab doing a good job though. One last corner or two to go before he can call second place his home. And then he'll have a pretty good start there in the A main, starting in the second row. But key Checkmate Taylor, 6 seconds ahead, coming off the corners, through the strips, through the turns. This time by Checker's gonna flag the Caterpillar 08 of Keith Checkmate Taylor. Pure dominance and unalterated power as they get into one another up there. Kahn giving him the boot to Wally Bab. Checkmate will lead him off to the finish here, but it's a drag race here between these two. Checkmate wins it and decides to celebrate the only way he knows how. Robert Kahn with that last minute pass, putting the bump, well, I don't even think about a bumper. He put the whole truck at Wally Bab there. Whoa! And Wally getting a little tag in the hat there. He'll have a little blown motor on that one. He's going to need to get that fixed. I think Keith was just celebrating a little too quickly. Forgot he's got to get out of the track here before he starts doing any of that nonsense. Dustin Sonaker finishing a lap down. Decided to go to pit road and just save himself for the A main. As that will wrap up your session there for the heat number 2 here. Hey, main popping up on your screen here in just a moment, but let's take a look at our Heat 2 results now popping up. Heat Checkmate Taylor wins this one. Second goes to Robert Kahn. Third to Wally Bab. Fourth to Stanley Pottle. And then fifth to Dustin Sonaker. Round out the field for your heats. Now we're going to settle them on down and let them go ahead and into heat number 3. Okay, I thought we were done with the heats. My bad. I thought we only had we had 2 tonight. My apologies, folks. Well, we're going to go ahead and take a look at this one here. On your grading order now for heat number 3. I've looked so unprofessional for doing that. I just apologize, guys. Matthew Auburn, the 28th, is going to lead him off here, and it is outside. That will be Brandon Pike there in the number 12. Run number 2 is going to be Warren Young in the 1, and then the outside of him is Jeffrey Oakes in the 20, and then the final starter sees the 69 of Nick Kern. How the heck did I forget that we had 3 heats? I'll be honest with you, folks. I only saw 12 drivers in with us tonight. I did not see the others popping in, so you could call me stunned as Miars for not realizing there were more drivers popping in at the last minute. But hey, I'm in the booth. I'm just seeing everything from up here. I don't know what's going on down there. These guys pop in quick so fast I can't even catch up sometimes. That's the reason why they threw me in the booth, because I cannot race these things, but they're sure fun to race. So getting ready here for our next battle up here on the stage, heat number 3, and then it'll be A main time coming up. Looks to be a hot one here, Hoffert. Definitely a fast cat, definitely one of the tougher guys to beat. Nick Curran, though, probably my pick in this heat to put up a number, put on a show. As they charge them around, set the pace, set the tone, everybody trying to stay close together with one another. They've got to watch that start, make sure they get it just right. Coming right out, they'll lead it in to a green flag, and we're over the way. Well, Jeffrey Oaks, a little bit of problems there as he gets a little tag and a half there from Nick Kern. Upside down goes Jeffrey Oaks, flipping it off the corner. And the Pennzoil Shell machine gets crashed in on the end on that road there. Goes for a tumble and a fumble. He got jumbled around pretty badly there. He is in pit road now, just being evaluated. Oh, Lord. These things definitely built for that kind of situation, but I don't think he was expecting it. Yeah, Jeffrey Oaks will have to start in the very back of the pack here tonight. Unfortunately, a tough break for him. Brandon Pike, though, doing a pretty good job battling out here with Mr. Matthew Hoffert. Hoffert doing a pretty good job here, still sticking to his gun, sticking to the run here. But as you can see, Pike's not giving him any inches there. You can just hear the rev limiters on these things just revving out. And again, they have to keep up with the old short track road course mentality. These aren't like the Baja Blast kind of races where it's all long run, long game. No, this is a different kind of situation. Nick Kern absolutely guns blazing through the turns right now, just putting a number on. See him using that wall protection as a little bit of help though, to kind of get himself straightened out as he's got Pike now on his inside. Oh! And a little love tap there for old Pike. I'm not sure Pike appreciates that, and the motor completely stalled in. I think he was going into neutral, trying to get into neutral, and he ends up losing it. He ended up in neutral. I think he was trying to go into either gear 2 or gear 1. He just could not get that thing fired up, and unfortunately lost a lot of time because of it. Onboard camera here of Warren Young, and you just see that dirt and that grime just flying all over the place on these guys. Oh, Pike gives a little bump there to Warren Young on the jump of all things. Oh, and that time Warren Young's going to completely lose it off the corner stretch. No, so much trouble there. This is just a wild, wild heat, to say the least. The white flag comes on out this time by. I don't even know how the heck these guys are hanging on, much less surviving here. This is just absolute madness. Kern right now trying to hunt down Matthew Hoffert. You can see him using the verb, using the corners, using the turns to his advantage. And I think everyone right now is paying close attention as he just sneaks his way right inside. Hoffert didn't expect that. Oh, drag race him off for the white flag. That time would have been Hoffert by about a 300th of a second. That was close. Oh, now they come down around the straightaways here. They will sling him on back into that long strip of road. Here they go. It looks like Kern has a slight advantage. Hoffert backs off, didn't want to quite tag him there. May have been smart on Hoffert's case, but honestly, if I was him, I'd probably put a little bumper to him and just make sure he knows I'm still there. These things are built for that kind of race, and that's what they're all about. Well, unfortunately for him now, Nick Kern has completely taken this one off. The Mopar Raminator, if you will, number 69 of Kern. Absolute fearless predominance and absolute maddening. Had to start from the back of the outhouse, works his way up to the White House, and unless Hoffert can catch him on these corners here, I don't think he's going to have time to lose off this one. Oh, he's fighting though, he's trying. Kern slinging around the corners, just letting her eat, letting her dig. It's going to be an interesting main event. You got three drivers that are bad fast, figuring out how to run this track with the best of them. He takes it to the victory lane in heat number 3. Nick Kern, solid performance. Pike with a respectable third place finish. Warren Young trying to cut him back down. He maybe won't forget too much about what happened earlier on in the A main, I bet you, but Nick Kern, your race winner there. This will be an interesting final. 15 drivers, not 12 in this case, going to go at it. Jeffrey Oaks just kind of finishing off there as we're going to go now down to the warm-up session. But first, let's take a look at Heat 3's results. Popping up now on your screen here. Nick Kern coming away with this one. Second going to Hoffert. Third to Brandon Pike. Fourth to Warren Young. And fifth to Jeffrey Oaks, rounding out the field. All right, race fans, we're going into a little bit of a warm-up session time. They'll swing him on out and bring him back onto the track. Track clears up, means we're time to burn him up a little more. 10-lap A main event here now popping up on your show. This looks to be a barn burner thriller, to say the least. You can see Colin actually trying to do what you saw earlier on there with the Taylors and Kern. I think the track's a little too tacky though right now, not quite made for that yet. Boy, you can just hear how much they're bumping and banging those things around. You can just hear them damaged up. And again, if you damage the front ends on these things, it actually doesn't hurt you too much, but the one thing you don't want to do is that right there. Oh my. Wally Babs sent to the Shadow Realm, but at least he got that out of the way now rather than later. Yikes. That got crazy and that got a little heated to say the least here. We're getting ready now to settle them on up. This is your A main event. Popping up on your screen here as we get ready. Just getting one last preparation set up for our end here. Let the stream refresh. Let the trucks come to rest. It's time for your Pushing Limits Racing League A main event with the Pro 2 Lights at Bark River Speedway. We start them up on the bowl. Cindy Taylor, the 07, leads them out the outside of her. Keith Checkmate Taylor, the 08. Row number 2, it's Nick Kern, and the 69 is outside the 51, Eric G. Gann. Row number 3, Robert Kahn, the 21 is outside Matthew Hofford, the 28. Row number 4, that is going to be Miss Chantel, the Throttle Paddle, and the 5 to her outside, Wally Bab, the 99. Row number 5, Brandon Pike, the 12 is outside Jeffrey Todd Tufts, and the 72. Row number 6, Stanley Bottle, the 48 is outside Warren Young, the number 1. Row number 7 is going to be Jerome Keeney, the 61, and then Dustin Sloanaker, the 66 is outside. Jeffrey Oakes holds up the field in the back. Race fans, it's that time of digging. It is that time at last. At A main event, 10 laps to the distance. Every man for themselves, every driver for giving and give it their all in their heart. Which one is going to be the better? Which one can survive out the most? We've seen 3 of these drivers get it dialed in quick, get it figured out quick, faster than that. I think they will definitely be your drivers to watch out for in this race. Which one will hold the advantage? Which one will get the best runoff and everything here? We are about to find out as we bring them on down into the turns. Through the corners we go. There she blows up the show, through the match, through the hatch. Let's go racing. Pro 2 Lights, Bark River Speedway. Right out of the gate, everybody in a hot pack of the frenzy here off the start. They're bumping, they're banging around and just trying to get around each other on the start. Cindy Taylor with the advantage. Checkmate leading in from the inside. Ooh, again, getting a little tap. Robert Kahn gets a big smack and a half. Tight course. Oh, Nick Kern upside down. Rolls it off the corner ends. Gets a little too aggressive. He's got to refire. Trying to get back into this one quickly. He's got slowed in. That's just how tight these corners are and how hard it is to master. One of the favorites literally getting bit on the track. You can't overdrive any of these turns and you can't under over them. That's why there, holy cow. Pike having to serve a penalty from that last race there, getting it back into the run zone. Fires it on off here with Wally Babb at the 099. You can hear him just kind of feathering the throttle, trying to stay away from doing anything too crazy, too silly right now. Jeffrey Oakes looks like, or Dustin Sloanaker I should say, in the very, very back of the pack here. Just kind of laying off the throttle, just staying out of trouble. If I was him, I'd start probably working it a little bit more. Chantel Throttle Paddle doing a great job of defending off Matthew Hoffer here, currently for the battle for 4th. I would say probably the top 3 on back are really the guys to watch out for on this race. But as if they could even catch up to Cindy the Closer Taylor here. Cindy Taylor absolutely just delivering the goods and not giving any troubles whatsoever. But again, with this being many trucks out there, you gotta wonder how miles will the track break down? How will it situate them in? The Rattlesnake Rubber Kahn now sinking his way in as the Bush. Number 12, Pike, tries to defend him off. Kahn having the early problems going into the wall. And he gets a smack and a half there from Pike in the corner, and both drivers tumble around in. That may be the inexperience of both drivers there, not able to keep their line in and realize where they were at in that situation. That's just what it plays down to. It's not a demolition derby, but it certainly can feel like an absolute maddening race, to say the least here. Unreal, man. Things getting all over the place. Things just getting crazy. Matthew Hopper to the inside of Chantel, trying to make a move off now. She runs it in. The bottom has the advantage up high side to go down low. But Chantel can sneak her way back in. Does not put the bumper to him, though. Decides to back off. I don't know. I would have probably done that because now Wally Babb is now moving his way in. The Milwaukee 99. Coming up quick, coming up fast. These drivers just have too much respect for one another. I know that much, and they will treat each other with respect and all that. But again, if there's one thing I've learned from watching Pro 2s, Pro 4s, and Rallycross racing, there's no such thing as literally being too nice. You have literally got to put a fender or two in between to get some of these guys to slow down. Right now, lap times here, you can see only 2 laps in, and you can just see Cindy pretty much losing a little bit of her lead, a little bit of it up to Ski Checkmate Taylor, her brother, as she comes flying off the jumps. Wally Babb now holds up top 5 here. Chantel trying to catch back up to him. Meanwhile, back in the pack here, Nick Hearn. Despite that little rollover he had, he's not done yet, man. He's still coming. Robert Kahn trying to hold him off, defend him on by. Because here the motors rev out on these things here, and just to think, these are the lights. These are the slowest of the trucks. Imagine what that high jump is with those Pro 4s. Those things get some serious hang time. And I'll tell you one thing, that's one series we need to get on the show eventually, is those Pro 4s for sure. You can just see how much Kahn works his wheel in, works his way around. He has to do a lot of left and right action to keep his corners in and keep Checkmate Taylor getting in the race lead away from Cindy the Closer. Taylor here. Problems down there for Cindy. Cindy had to jump into pits, flipping it upside down, I believe. Take a look at the PT Master replay and find out what happened here to the 07 here. I believe something gone wrong for her in the corner there. Coming off that run there. I'm not sure where that happened at. We'll see here. Take a look at the PT Master replay. Here's the battle here for the race lead. Cindy doing a good job on the inside, then lurks the out to the right, I should say. Then Keith doing back to the left. Oh, man! Cindy just gets a full bumper and a half there, and Checkmate just completely taking her out. I don't think she's going to be very appreciative of that with her brother later. I think she might have a little talking to do with him. Speaking of a little talking to, Eric Gann, he's not out of this one yet. Coming out quick. Brittany Babb joining us on in here tonight. Here saying go Wally, and Lee still rooting on for Miss Chantel. And currently she's not far out of it. She's got a little work to do though, because right now the field is just looking extremely strong and, to say the least, just absolutely powerful on this track. I'll tell you one thing though, man, this is just great fun. Something new and different to watch. As Warren Young completely sends it off into the distance. Upside down he goes. Trying to save it. He's trying to put it back on its lid. He can't save it this time though. Oh, and Chantel Bottle and Robert Kahn get into doing the turn. What on earth? Good Lord, man. This is just this is bonkers. You can't even figure out who's going to keep a hold of this one, much less who's going to even keep the race lead at this point. Checkmate has the race lead at the moment, but I want to know what the heck happened between Warren Young, Chantel Bottle, and Robert Kahn going into that turn. You can actually see the 5 losing her fender there. She has nothing left of it, but no worries there, nothing to worry about. Warren gets into the 5, and you can see Warren crashing in. Chantel's charging, man. She's firing quick, and she got the inside there of the right side, if you will, of Robert Kahn, and Kahn just was reminding her, hey, man, you bump me, I bump you. That's how it works around here. Don't matter if you're a male or female. You put that helmet on, you are a driver. And as a driver, you're subject and prone to a lot of things, and bumping and banging is certainly one of them. 5 laps to go, halfway through this one here. Keith Checkmate Taylor catching up to Jerome Keeney. The number 48, or excuse me, the 61, trying to stay out of the way. Wait a minute. Troubles for Keith. Keith slowing down a little bit. Problems. I don't know if he just really missed the motor there. He got back in neutral. I think he was trying to go to first gear, ended up going into neutral there. That opens the door up. Matthew Hoffer now making a big run off, trying to catch up. Might have actually, I forgot to mention earlier on, they do serve penalties here. He might have actually had to serve a penalty there for a minute. But it is easy to get into neutral on that corner, I will say that much. I've done it myself. I was practicing a little bit earlier on, and it's tough, man. Not trying to not only get yourself into a penalty situation, but also not literally get yourself into a little bit of a headache. Oh! Gant having no remorse for that one. He just sends it right at Matthew Hoffer. I don't think that was intentional by any means. I think he was just trying to get around him when Jerome Keeney was going in. Side by side here once again, and Keith's got to be loving every minute of this. Off the jump, they collide in midair. Oh, Lord. Oh, again, slightly loose off that corner. Hoffer giving him a little tag there for that. I really don't even know where the heck everyone's at, much less what's going on. This is just bonkers here. I only know this. Keechuk McTaylor's got a huge lead on the guys back from 10th on through. There's really no catching him at the moment. He is just delivering the goods. Jeffrey Oaks right now, the Pennzoil number shell 20, trying to somewhat remedy this race out, trying to give himself a somewhat of an advantage back in here. Coming off the strips and the corners here. Pike now looking to make a move off here of the turns. Hammer it down. Now Nick Kern, man, I just don't know how the heck he does it. He literally started from the very back of this one, and now he's fighting it out with Wally Babb. Flips it upside down, puts it back on its roof, and just says, let's give her. Kern doing everything he can right now to make a move off, make a run. Wally Babb trying to defend. There's the opening. Here comes the run. Once you're in the air, there's no going back. Slam the brakes and smack him around. Wally gets a love tap from Kern. Oh, but Kern gets tagged in by Jerome Keedy. And Keedy once again becoming a factor, unfortunately, in the lap traffic situation here. Wally Babb takes back over position. Kern, oh man, you just can't catch a break around here tonight. Matthew Hoffer still trying to get up ahead back to Eric Gant as Cindy Dakota Taylor. No doubt got to be fuming with her brother here right now, trying to fire it up and get something going here. Final 3 laps here on the show here right now. Currently it's Hoffer, it is Gant battling it in the top 3 here. While Keechuk Taylor just has a smoking lead here on these drivers. Chantel Bottle holding up 7th right now. Kahn getting 6th here, even despite the little trouble that both drivers had. And Kern once again getting around Wally Babb there. Just pure unalterated horsepower and madness in between. Jeffrey Todd Tufts is 72 holding up the rear. I think he's just trying to survive this one out. I think he's not even worried about trying to get anything going here. Well, Gannon and Hoffer now both caught up to Taylor. This could be an interesting situation here. Keechuk Taylor trying to hold both of them off here. The speeds they carried through, just impressive to say the least. The top speeds here tonight rocking at 86 miles per hour. Just imagine that for a minute. They're going 86 miles per hour around these tight corners, tight turns, and just literally side swiping, side spitting, and just smacking each other around like nobody's business. And who says short track racing or short track road course racing is dead? Who the heck said that nonsense? Hoffer looking for an opening on the inside. Gant trying to hold him down. Gets a little bit of Gant though. 2 to go as we read the green flag. We have one more race coming our way here tonight as well, folks. Be sure to stay tuned in as currently Jeffrey Oaks upside down. Problems for him there. The 20 once again goes for the flip and the spin, and just not his night whatsoever. We have one more race coming tonight for the first time ever as well. Long Beach makes its triumphant start and debut on the show. I guarantee you don't want to miss this at all. But right now, the field working their way around to the last bit of laps we go. Keechuk Taylor just absolutely tearing up the equipment, tearing it up out there on the track. Doing it everything he can and just seeing what can give. Leading him down right now, it is Checkmate with one last lap he has to complete. He's got a good lead, but the problem is 2 seconds on a road course is nothing. It can be caught up quickly if you make a mistake. Cindy the Colder Taylor, I think, trying to get back up to her brother and put a little bit of a fight to him for earlier on. I bet ya. She charges around Gann. Gann had nowhere to get off of. Got kind of crossways there as Checkmate leads to the white flag. Flagman flying high in the air there. That's our boy Kenneth Crawford right now flying that flag. Well, the white flag here. He currently couldn't make it in the booth tonight, so we decided to give him the flag here tonight and let him deal with that. So thank you, Ken. He'll join us next week, hopefully, though, folks. But nevertheless, absolute amazing race, to say the least, here, and a pretty wild one at that. And speaking of wild one, once again, Checkmate having troubles there, trying to stay out of the way and stay out of problem territory. Into the wall, into the grass, into the bumper, gets the rear end from Gann. Up the jump, in the corner advantage to Teeth. Gann knows he's got to try to deal with him in the corner again. He's going to push it right in. Fires off. It's going to be a battle for three. 3 drivers in this one. Hofford has a shot to take this one over. Gann's not done yet. He's got one last shot to get Taylor. Keep trying to hold off just one more turn if he can. Gets around. Here comes the sweeping turn. Gann sends it to the bottom. Checkmate trying to run the outside, pushing it a little bit more. He's got a good run off. I think he might have it. Just 2 more turns. 1, 2, jump in the corner. Can't cut the strip, and he wins it here at Bark River Speedway. Keith Checkmate Taylor, with the thrilling conclusion, wins here tonight. What a race. Holy cow. The rest of the field coming on in right now. Currently, Bali Babb and Kahn going at it a little bit. Babb will finish top 5 and finish ahead of Robert Kahn. And Nick Kern, how about this? Started in, literally flips it upside down and literally finishes it out at the very end of this race. Chantel Throttle Pile trying to hold off. Brandon Pike for just one more lap around, one more turn or 2. It's enough. She'll take it over and will take over 7th. Brandon Pike will finish 8th. What a race. Whew. What the heck is that? And I don't even know what Matthew Hoffert's doing anymore. All I know is he's just a maniac, man. What a race. What a night it was. This was just crazy. And we still have another race coming up. We've got Long Beach coming up next, guys. Don't stay tuned for that. That should be an even more chaotic race. Key Checkmate Taylor wins this one here. A star-filled air coming to life, coming to the end. Drivers are still currently finishing this one out right now. Whoa! And some, I guess, just playing a little demolition derby while they're at it. I guess I can't blame them, but at the same time, I mean, would you rather keep tearing up your equipment and not save it for later? I guess they're thinking, well, we don't have to use it for later on. We're all right now. You see the damage some of these drivers took, man. The front end of that hood of the 20 is just destroyed. It's definitely got to be hurting the aerodynamics a little bit there. And checkered has now finally completed. Your race results popping up on your screen now, race fans. Here is the PTM Racing TV results for Pushing Limits Racing League here tonight in the Pro 2s. Eric Gann, strong showing from him, but falls futile to Keith Checkmate Taylor. And wait, hold on. Okay, hold on there. Why is... Oh, boy. Okay, Keith Check. So the race results are wrong there, folks. Your winners here, Keith Checkmate Taylor, Eric Gann, 2nd and 3rd to Matthew Hoffer, 4th to Nick Kern, 5th to Wally Babb, 6th to Robert Kahn, 7th to Chantel Pottle, 8th to Brandon Pike, 9th to Jeffrey Todd Tufts, 10th to Cindy Taylor, 11th to Dustin Sornicker, 12th to Jeffrey Oaks, 13th to Jerome Keeney, 14th to Stanley Pottle, Warren Young finishing 15th. Rounds out your field here tonight. Hear the little bells off in the distance as well while you're at it. This nice little town has pretty much seen its fair share of madness and chaotic racing, and we just saw it here now. Great stuff from these drivers, and I hope that does not get us a copyright strike on YouTube when we're done with all this here. I can hear that in the background, though. I can just say that right now. Your 3rd place finisher here tonight, Matthew Hoffert. Now joining me here on the show here. He takes over 3rd place here tonight. Matthew Hoffert, congratulations on that. And a big battle at the end to fight it off with Eric Gann and them. Coffee, it's coming through a static, man. I can't hear you, dude.
How about now?
That sounds a bit better. Hey, so, did you catch everything we said there, my man?
Yeah, I caught everything. Great battling with Eric. Man, that was a good little back and forth there for a few laps. And congrats to Keith. Good race, and man, that was a blast.
It certainly was, man. You put off quite a show and quite a run there, having to take it all the way into the end here. And I know you were definitely trying to keep everything under control and consistent, and it's certainly showing here.
Yeah, that's the whole key. I mean, as bad as you really want to slide the truck around, I mean, you really want to try and get some grip on these things in the corners too. So it's a little give and take with these trucks, but overall, I think it was a great outcome, and I'm pretty happy with third place.
Third place here tonight. Here, more points for the season as you continue to close it out. Who do you want to thank here for this one?
Push Your Limits Racing League, PTM Racing TV for the broadcasting every week. Friends and family watching at home, and everyone that came out tonight and raced their butts off and ran an excellent run. Looking forward to next week.
Appreciate your time, your offer. Congratulations, finishing third here at Bark River.
Thank you.
Matthew Hoffer coming away with a third place finisher tonight. Eric Gann getting second place. Don't believe he will be joining us here tonight, unfortunately, so we'll give him the second place overlay. And, of course, key checkmate Taylor. You know, he had to pretty much dominate to the end and fire it off on all cylinders. There's a reason why he is named the winner here tonight. Strong showing from him in a great race, to say the least. Race fans, that's going to cut it, our stream here tonight for Pushing Limits Racing League. But, folks, the next time we come at you with these guys, I don't even know where the heck we're going here. Hold on a minute. But first, I'm going to say in the chat real quick, we got some of our friends from Australia down there. Morning from Brisbane, Australia. Brett, Mac, Brett, great to have you on board, sir. Great to finally hear from some of our international friends out there. Hope you're doing well and hope you have a good morning there, sir. Kenneth Crawford as well coming on by saying, wish I could be in the booth with you. Instead, he was down the flag stand. But we'll see you down the track there tomorrow, man. Indeed, indeed. All right, next time out, though, race fans, we will be heading on with the street stocks at Iowa. Been a very, very long time since we've seen them. I cannot wait to show you that. But for now, race fans, I'm calling this one a quit and calling it off to Long Beach. I got to fly out there quickly. I got some work to do. But for now, be safe. God bless. Take care. I love you guys. See you when the green flag's flying with Fast and Fun Riley Challenge at Long Beach.